it's just like the Riddle Box, you know, a bunch of dudes driving in a car listening to ICP. Oh, watch out! Damn, you're confronted with a character of the Dark Army.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo BstMstR. This is CarnivalSpirits. We're ninjas in action. Who have I got on the line?
Panik.
What's up, dude?
Not much. Chilling in the back of my work on the yellow brick alleyway. I'm in the alley.
With the fucking munchkin?
Yeah. Well, he's dead, but he's there. Leftover.
Panik17, the alley rat. I don't know if anyone else is calling in, but it's all good. I'm going to start a series where I'm going to analyze the Mighty Death Pop to death.
Oh, yeah.
And I was inspired to review ICP's new album because it's the first ICP album that has come out since I've been vlogging and since I got to know all y'all. And I've watched a number of reviews. Didn't you review this already?
I don't know if it's really a review. It's more like what I liked about it, I guess. I guess you could say it's a review. I think it might be on CarnivalSpirits. I can't even remember.
If it wasn't you, then it must have been Don Chaos. But I know Big Irish Juggalo made a review. Child's Play Ninja made a review. And also BstMstR did a review, which was like a combo with Abominations. Did you see that one?
I think I missed that one. I'm going to have to go check that shit out.
My review is a little different. First, I'm going to say that I love this album, and this intro completely thrilled me. There's so many things about it that I wanted to talk about, and that's why we're podcasting today.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have anything to add before I go through and start?
Really, one thing that fucking makes me laugh is like, watch me fly, bitch. I don't know, that's just, you know, ICP's humor. I fucking love it, dude. That shit's funny.
Hold my chips, babe.
Hell
When we hear that ominous organ grinder fade in, you know, right after this skit, that's the unmistakable sounds of Mikey Clark in the Dark Carnival. We've got this introduction to the album. We meet Jeff and we meet Don, these guys, and they're walking on a fucking rooftop like a fucking couple of fiddlers. You can hear them kicking rocks. They're eating chips, making guarantees they can't keep. And as Jeff is plummeting to the ground, fucking screaming, the first thing that comes to my mind is the Flying Fritz Brothers from the Great Malenko. Ooh, ah. And also from Opaque Brotherhood, the Dark Lotus song, Falling. The main thing that this intro is reminding me of is, you know, other intros to other Joker's cards, like the Amazing Juckle Brothers, you know, Hazad's Grift Shop or Gift Shop, or the Great Malenko and that Hillbilly Hoedown. You know, I feel like dancing. Put some music on. Or the Riddle Box, you know, after a deadly car wreck, dude has to turn the crank to find out where he's going. You know, in the beginning of The Ringmaster, you've got the Gypsy Fortune who predicts your future, and then Carnival Carnage comes up with this call to end ghetto insanity, which is not really a skit, but it's more like a speech out of the movie Warriors.
Which kind of reminds me, I don't know if anybody saw like the footage from The Gathering. I wonder when they're going to throw out the original 6 Joker's cards with the extra tracks. I don't know if you heard about that or not.
I have no idea when it's coming out.
I hope soon, man. I want to get that shit. With extra tracks, never before heard, that's going to be fucking dope.
That's what I like to hear.
Well, anyway.
So we've got Jeff and Don, and they're walking on the rooftops. You know, they're not stumbling across a force of the Dark Carnival like Jake and Jack and Malenko or even Alice Cooper's, you know, hoodoo through the record player. In this skit, he meets the Wraith just like that. Nothing since Riddlebox has had an opening skit that just thrusts somebody into whatever's next, the Afterlife, Judgment, the Riddlebox, Wraith, you know, Purgatory, the edge of the pendulum, ready for Jack to trip up Jake and send you straight into Hell's Pit while the Ringmaster tips his fucking hat and the show goes on.
Yep.
But with ICP, there's always a storyline. That's kind of a fresh tactic of the hatchet. They put you smack dab in the middle of a story in progress. It's like a short, episodic, and deadly scenario, kind of like a Tales from the Crypt or The Outer Limits. You know, the Riddle Box was the album that really first hooked me on ICP. And I think that opening track, you know, where they're just chilling in the car, and then they have the car crash, and it's like, ah, and then you hear that.
Yep.
That was so awesome. And there was like the moral compass of that Joker's card was so obvious to me. I think that the third Joker's card, the Riddle Box, was more than just an album because it was presented that way. You know, from the packaging to the album flow, you know, just putting that. I mean, obviously all the Joker's cards are designed like that, having a single image on the cover, and they always start you off with some sort of something that puts you into a story. Back into this intro, you know, Violent J comes in like the natural narrator that he is. He dead your clock. Who knew? The mighty Death Pop. That shit's awesome. That sound, do 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 do. That's synonymous with the three-ring traveling circus, sending the clowns, you know. Do 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 do. They've got it's like a snippet of it in there. That's really cool.
I remember when I first heard it, I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. And then for some reason, when the second song came on, I instantly fucking liked that shit. I don't know why it happened that way, but that's the way it fucking happened.
That host, Legs Diamond, you can just picture him in his getup from the American Psycho store.
Yeah.
You know, he's presenting us with this Joker's card, and it's our official introduction. This is your life. You better. Already, I think that this intro starts off with we've got a pulse here, and this is like the Shaggy that we know and love. Painted frown, move the couch, birthday bitches, time for a meltdown. Everybody dies. Why not do it in Del Rey?
Yeah.
It's his attitude. Surprise is the best way to die. Who wants to know? Creeping all up on your spine. No, but welcome to your own personal surprise party of doom. I like what he's saying, and personally, I'm just a fan of Legs Diamond, you know?
Oh, yeah, you could definitely tell that it's Legs Diamond.
He did the job on Triple Threat, the intro to Bang Pow Boom. That was cool to me. He made it different last time. He was like, the wicked, wacky, wicked clowns, boom. I don't know. Legs Diamond is a talented dude, and he's got some charisma. When he's on the job, he makes shit look fresh. You know, Violent J, he tells us about the mighty Death Pop. Those who entice him and do not fear him often pay dearly. And that's the difference between this Joker's card and all others before it. Bang Pow Boom was a nuclear blast set off in the middle of the desert where you would normally not see another living soul except for some model homes and a bunch of mannequins with fucking hills with eyes on them. They popped a tent. In true Wicked Clown style, you know, ICP lures out the scum of the earth to a circus in the middle of the desert to eat shit and die at the end. People don't really talk about that scenario too much. Maybe it's because of the first phone call, it doesn't even happen until halfway through the album. You know, even if you slept through the whole album, right before that title track, it's, you know, all the lucky winners converge into Ash, Nevada, and Legs Diamond promptly introduces them to fucking Bang Pow Boom, playing guitars on Where Do We Go From Here, you know, that road video. Opening up all those shows on Bang Pow Boom, and Happy Days, the Oddball Bonanza, the Gathering. Mikey Clark stepping it up with his laptop, always putting on those psychopathic murder mixes, and that whole madman character is ingrained into the Big Top show as the Wicked Clowns themselves. Am I wrong?
Dude, Mikey Clark's the unofficial, you know, third member.
Back in the day, they actually fucking called Mikey Clark the Dark Carnival. They were calling that motherfucker God for the music he was making. When ICP announced that they were bringing back the Dark Carnival, you know, they did so by introducing these new Joker's cards, and their names sound like sounds, you know, like as if it's the 1960s Batman brawl. Bang, pow, boom. All you got to do is find that video of Violent J explaining the mighty Death Pop on Psychopathic Radio. You know, there's a great sit-down there. You know, maybe Juggalo Vid's got it posted or
oh, hell yeah.
somebody.
I remember watching that shit live. That was fucking
exactly.
Cool. I remember getting up early just to watch them do their thing in the studio, you know, like you have how you recorded it or whatever. I would like to see those presented, but with the audio, you know what I mean? Like, that'd be sick.
Exactly. The whole time I'm like trying to read their fucking lips. The only one I've been able to figure out is because the whole time I can tell you saying I'd rather die. That was the last fucking song they were making. The one with Swollen Members.
Hell yeah. I don't get up early, but you know what? Whenever I found out that they were doing that, because nothing was ever said.
They announced it.
Went online. Oh, okay. I must have missed it.
But it was all short notice.
Yeah. A couple of times I caught Jay messing with Shaggy, and Shaggy all fucking mad. And, you know, it's just cool to see. You know, it's just real shit.
I missed some of those.
Yeah, there was a few of them where he wasn't there, too.
Exactly. He was going home sick and shit. Well, hey, I got a couple more things here.
All right.
You know, Big Pow Boom is more of a slow burner where the entire concept is kind of flushed out at the end of the record. But here we get our full explanation, and we are going into the title track, which is up next. And just listen to it next time you're listening to the intro. Mikey Clark actually makes it sound like it's being stretched or expanded as far as it can go right before the next track kicks in. Mikey Clark did such a phenomenal job on this record, and the intro track was really well done. I thought it was just put together well. It was well conceived. Anybody who is talking shit about Mikey Clark is a total ass.
Blog Talk Radio.
Carnival Spirits, We're Ninjas in Action, the Mighty Death Pop, title track off of ICP's new album. You hear that gospel choir, like hitting that high note, something that you haven't heard very often on an ICP song. But I like the beginning of that verse. It's got the crew of ninjas chanting, "Party!" You know, I like Violent J's lyrics. They're simple, but they're very meaningful. Remember Jeff and Don? Yeah, Don's got a Dorito complex now because of Jeff. Talking about risk-taking here, living on the edge. When the Mighty Death Pop, everything stop. You either rise or drop. I love that hook. It's kind of ungrammatical, but it's very Dark Carnival, and thinking about how much I love the song Everybody Rise from the amazing Jekyll Brothers, you know, just the energy. Well, one of the first things to take note of is that this song is like a remake of an 80s song. And has anyone heard of the band Hot Chocolate? Well, this type of updating an old obscure jam, you know, really should come to no surprise to longtime juggalos. I don't really hear a lot of ninjas complaining about it. I love it. Anyways, let's get into the second verse of the Mighty Death Pop. You know, it kicks off with the crew saying, "Rock on." Again, it makes me think of the Where Do We Go From Here track they did on tour, that video. I love how they recorded it and released it while they were on the road within days. You ain't ready. We're talking about sudden death here. ICP's got such a way with words. Let your balls hang out if you wanna, but don't cry when they get kicked. That's another staple of ICP's music. How many times does ICP rap about their balls? Now celebrate life. That shit could pop tonight. You crazy ass fool. You need to stop. So what you on top? I love that message. Live your life as a train wreck, and you're next. I think this song is a standout track in the arsenal of messages that ICP puts out there. They're talking about respecting our lives. You know, Jay's got a way with words. You're a balloon in a pricker bush. Believe your buzzer's getting pushed. Now, Bing Pow Boom was on some punish the wicked shit. The Mighty Death Pop is on some check yourself before you X yourself shit. You know, he loves risky rock and roll. Who gives a fuck? Drop the control. Now, the very end of the song, it gets hype as fuck. Mikey Clark is on fire. It's mad flavor. The background singing really does remind me of the chicks who sing on, get your ass off the couch, get your ass off the couch. And besides that, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find another ICP track that has any background gospel singing in it. Although, on Basement Cuts, The very last track is called The ICP, and it does have a sample of what sounds like Etta James, possibly. I don't fucking know.
What's going on?
What's up, Scotty?
Hey, just popped up on here. Haven't heard any of the show yet. I was just able to get about 10 minutes free here, so thought I'd call in and see what's going on.
So I was talking about songs that came to mind when I'm listening to these lyrics. Like Shaggy 2 Dope, when he says, "You crazy, you don't care about nothing. We'll see when that coffin's shutting." It reminds me of Dark Lotus, "Call Upon Your Gods." You know, you don't say, you say you don't care, but we'll see when your time comes.
Right.
And even the "I Don't Care," which is from the Pendulum.
Yeah. A lot of parallels there, yeah, definitely.
Just like "Living on the Wild Side, Hope It's a Long Ride" reminds me of Violent J's "Let It Go" off The Shining. But I wrote a quote on Wikipedia, Violent J talking about this album, and, you know, saying that the Mighty Death Pop teaches us to respect the life we've been given and to do our best to avoid an early death. I think it's a great way to you know, to mold this album and put this track in the beginning versus at the end. But I'm trying to remember the name of the song that this track is, like, you know, a remake of. Is the name of the band
What,
Hot
the same
Chocolate?
Concept or what? Yeah,
I don't
Hot
think
Chocolate?
So. Yeah, is that the name of the band? I thought I read that. Like the "Let's Go All the Way," and even "Get
Sly
Deep,"
Fox.
and "Where Do We Go From Here?"
Rock on. Yeah. About shit when they did that song. Yeah.
Here it is. Everyone's a Winner. Originally by Hot Chocolate.
Yeah. I knew the hot chocolate part sounded right. Yeah. I really don't care to hear it, but I think I'll let the freshness of the Mighty Death Pop stick in my head.
Well, you know where you can hear it. Have you ever seen the movie Grown Ups with Adam Sandler and Chris Rock?
I have not seen it yet.
Very funny movie, and the original song shows up in the montage when they're playing basketball.
Oh, really?
Yep. Definitely a movie worth checking out. Happy Madison Productions have been making me laugh for the past 20 years as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What's it called? That's My Boy with Adam Sandler and Vanilla Ice. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Good movie. Have to check that out, too.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Yeah, I love Adam Sandler.
It's a really good ensemble comedy. It's got a lot of heads in there you'll recognize.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know Vanilla Ice was pimping the hell out of that movie, and
the strip bar scenes inside and outside of the strip bar in that movie, that was all filmed at a strip bar right off of a major highway here in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow we're going to have Cali Green 2 Fresh call in, and we're going to talk about The Night of the Chainsaw, which of course has a music video as well that we can talk about.
Is that going to be 6:30 tomorrow? Same time?
I think I'm going to start doing them at 6 o'clock now.
Okay.
I'd rather do it when I can.
Sounds good.
Time's up for now, so I'm going to wrap this shit up. And,
all right,
I'll
man.
talk to you tomorrow.
I'll holler. Later.
All right. See you.